Say hi to the people.
The people? What's up, people?
Hey, welcome to issue number 87 of Jinx Films Weekly. You see gracing the cover this week is not my artwork. This is original artwork from Ben Rock, the production designer of the original Blair Witch Project. And it's up to you to interpret if that's actually the Blair Witch, if that's Ellie Kedward, one of the characters in the Blair Witch lore, or if it's just another person's representation of what they saw out in the woods. But this was actually featured in the original Legends of Burkittsville. It was just a painting that Lonnie found in one of the thrift stores, and said, "This is supposed to be the Blair Witch. She doesn't look so scary." So this image may come back to haunt Lonnie in Legends of Burkittsville Cassette 2, premiering next month. But who knows? But that is the cover story for the week, and that talks about Saga of the Blair Witch, the Lonnie Gelram trilogy. So that is a comprehensive look at essentially the Blair Witch saga according to Legends of Burkittsville, in other words. So what that just means is that according to the lore that I've contributed to, the fan fiction of Legends of Burkittsville, Blair Witch Project is pretty much the only one in canon, minus the books that were written either in the summer of '99 or the summer of 2000. So it does not take in consideration the video games or the newer Blair Witch Project stuff. It's kind of just stops where Heather and those guys kind of left off in terms of this story. And it also adds Robert Eggers' The Witch into it as well. So it does mix some genres. It has fan fiction mixed in. But what this special is, it's going to be a comprehensive look at the trilogy involving Lonnie Gelram and how he contributed to the original Blair Witch Project and go from there. But I think it's important to know that this is also going to be a time to be interactive as well on this special. I'm not sure how long it's going to be. I'm not going to hold myself to any kind of run time. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to go over because it's going to be kind of a detailed historical summary of the witch all the way back to its origins as far as it can be traced, and then trace it back into a point where no one knows. We'll go kind of all the way through all of the lore that weaves in and out, the Easter eggs, the little behind the scenes stuff of Legends of Burkittsville, even some behind the scenes stuff of the original Blair Witch Project and how that weaves together too. So a lot of things connected, and a lot of things that are going to open up to make the predictions. I'd like to hear everyone's predictions and how they think the 98 Dead Tapes Cassette 2 will finish off the trilogy. The other cover story was starting seasonal work at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair. It was a blast. It's a pretty cool culture. It was very lax, very chill, and it was just cool to be around those people. Sunday was very slow to get used to that, but they were just promising me that in October it becomes unleashed, and it's very demanding work. So it was kind of the calm before the storm this past weekend. But here's a little video montage I made of my first weekend working at the Pennsylvania Ren Fair. does go through October 27th, but who knows? I definitely want to pick up more hours there during the week, and just really kind of stick my nose in the operation to see how else I can benefit that organization. Lastly, on the cover stories, Out of My Dreams is postponed. The good news is that it's not going to be very long. So the 2 audio tracks are now signed off. By Saturday, I'll have the first cut ready for Stephanie's approval to say yes. And then from there, I pretty much upload it to YouTube, have it unlisted, and then her and I solidify the next good premiere date. So Out of My Dreams has been postponed, but it's only by a little, and I can promise you that is 99% done, and it's just waiting on those last 2 bits. Stephanie and I will work out a premiere date, and everyone will know from there. This week's spotlight is on to T. Christie. If you don't know who T. Christie is, you should. So James Fort Myers, Raven of Baltimore City. Teague was a co-producer on there. It's actually James and Teague interviewed me for the part of one of the characters in the movie, and they were the only 2 people ever to find me funny. So I stuck around with those guys because they actually thought I was funny. But Teague is a visual effects maestro in LA. He does phenomenal work, but what I wanted to bring up, he's producing and doing the voiceover work for basically a radio drama fan fiction for Star Wars called The Looming Force. So they started a couple years ago, but it's almost done right now. And Jinxers in the email, we'll get the link to the unlisted thing. But so what it was, and it's completed by a couple artists going by Frizzle. And what they did was kind of reworked the prequels. Everyone knows 1999, the prequels came out, all the hype, kind of split everyone down the middle. You absolutely hated the junk, or you fucking loved it. So Frizzle was on the opposite side. They didn't really like the way that story went. What do? You make your own. And they stuck to it, and it is down to the degree. I finished the first book, which has 4 chapters in it. The first section, I should say, but you'll see a playlist included in the email as well too, to kind of blow through it. So it's done in kind of like old cassette, old radio drama style, but Teague does all the voices of the voiceover to it. So he does a great job voiceovering it, because Star Wars stuff has all the crazy words and all the things that fans are expected to live up to. So you have to nail all that existing things. And it's written so impactfully that they've even got down to the detail of how many times a chancellor had been voted for no confidence in the recorded history of the Galactic Senate. It's down to that detail, and that's only over the first book. So this is replacing where the Phantom Menace kicked off. So it starts out already with General Kenobi. So you could tell it's advancing a little bit more into the action, a little bit more into the seedier part of the politics. But the way Frizzle had taken this story and the way Teague is reading it is, even using the term looming is kind of setting you up to it's borderline on the same level as Phantom Menace. There's something out there that's still coming. So it's a very complimentary title for the era that they're in. So if you Star Wars fans out there know what I'm getting at, is that you could kind of see when Teague is reading the visuals. All explained very well. The planets, the inside the cockpits, caverns, and you could kind of see just the way it was written where you're at, and the established world is in there. They mention a lot of key character names, but remember, this is an original story, and like I said, they go super detailed. Now, I don't know enough about the old expanded universe to know if some of the things were came up by Frizzle, or if they're borrowing from the expanded universe of existing Star Wars to pick out some of these facts, but it was brilliantly strung together. Paced very well, and James hit me up for this. He said, "Dude, you got to check this shit out. It's Star Wars fan fiction, and they're almost done. So go ahead and get started." And for everyone in the email, you get a pick. Give it a listen, man. Give it a listen. It's The Looming Force by Frizzle. It's read by T. Christie, who is the visual effects maestro based in LA, who was the producer of Raven of Baltimore City. So great job, T, man. And to the writers out there, of Star Wars: The Looming Force. And lastly, on the Wanted section, check us out. So Friday the 13th is our comprehensive special to the ending of the Legends of Burkittsville trilogy, Saga the Blair Witch, the Lonnie Galvin trilogy, the comprehensive look inside the Legend of Burkittsville. October 25th, still scheduled for the tantalizing teaser for Chapter 1, followed by the world premiere of Legends of Burkittsville Cassette 2. November 19th is a big one. There'll probably be some more events in between now and November 19th from J Jinx Films perspective, but November 19th is J Jinx Films Weekly number 100, and that's going to be an absolute blast. A ton of in-person interviews. I know I want to go over, like I said, that cover art where we go over all previous 99 J Jinx Films Weekly covers, and then just get into some behind-the-scenes stuff, or a solid recap of 2024, and get everybody pumped up for 2025. So that's still a ways away, but just remember November 19th, mark your calendar, J Jinx Films Weekly 100, and that will be just a lot of fun. And that'll do it for this week. You be on the lookout for the release of Out of My Dream with Stephanie Bailey. Give Forces Looming from T. Christie and Frizzle a listen when you can. It's great fan fiction. And if you got the time, make the trip up to Manheim, Pennsylvania to see the Pennsylvania Ren Fair. I'll be out there picking up the trash probably, but it is a fucking great time. And sending us home is our May We Recommend. Thank you everybody, and I'll see you next time.